Hello, my soul family. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. How are you? First of all, I want to thank everyone who has been taking a listen to these readings on this brand new channel. And if you want a simple way to support the growth of this channel, please give a like if you resonate with the reading, or consider joining this channel by subscribing, clicking the bell so you get notified when I upload new readings. But let's get to this particular pick-a-card reading. We are continuing with our planetary ancestors, and this reading is going to be on a message from your Pluto ancestors. And you can choose your pick a card groups in a number of ways. You can use the images of the Pluto ancestors that are at the beginning of this reading, or you can choose one of these cards, and I'm going to show them to you, or you can use the numbers and the timestamps from the timestamps in the description below, because some people like the numerology. If you choose these cards, this is group number 1, Pluto. Group number 2 will be the Void. Group number 3 is going to be mortification. And group number 4 is going to be the darkening. So again, the timestamps will be in the description box below. If you want to watch more than one group, you are welcome to do that. And this is going to be a deep reading, y'all. Pluto's in my first house, so I am very familiar with that Pluto energy, and it's just promising a very powerful reading, some strong messages coming through with your Pluto ancestors. I'm hearing this song from a kind of an independent film that is a little old. It's called Bagdad Cafe. And this, when I was doing all of the preparation, picking out these cards for your reading, I kept hearing the title song, I'm Calling You. It's beautiful. If you look it up on YouTube, you could probably listen to it. And it kind of goes like, I am calling you. Can you hear me? I am calling you. It's kind of an eerie song, but it's so plutonic, you all. Like, I was just hearing it as I was shuffling and picking out of your oracle cards, and I was like, wow, this song is coming through so powerfully. I might link it if I can find a video of the song. But anyway, let's go to your readings. Group 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah. Thank you for giving me the honor of reading for you. Take care. Hello, group number 1. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me on this pick-a-card. So, group number 1, we will be asking your Pluto ancestors to give us a message about something you need to know. And let's talk a little bit about Pluto, just in general, the planet. This planet symbolizes regeneration, transformation, death, and rebirth. Even if it doesn't look like something is going to get done with that Pluto energy because it's so far away, it's so tiny, it has such a powerful punch. Pluto is about taking a new approach, a new perspective, and it helps us to look at things differently. It helps us to transform our thoughts, maybe evolve our worldview, and emerge new in life. It's definitely giving Scorpio energy, eighth house energy. It takes about 248 years for Pluto to circuit our solar system. So it's like you can imagine slow, deep transformation. In terms of our anatomy, Pluto is said to influence our elimination systems, our reproductive systems. If you want to know what metal Pluto is associated with, it's plutonium. And basically, I would say about Pluto energy is it's an alchemical planet. It's a planet of deep transformation. It has a dark, unknown quality. Probably, an image that would come to mind is the phoenix. Something that completely burns and rises again. It has that kind of energy to it, like rebuilding after destruction, like rebuilding after an earthquake, rebuilding after some kind of natural disaster. That's what Spirit is showing me. So your Pluto ancestor is coming through with this card. You chose this card, group number 1, the Pluto card. And if you look at it closely, it feels very ancestral. You have a few skulls here at the bottom and a hand with the Pluto sign. So immediately I'm thinking this is some kind of transformation that your Pluto ancestor wants you to know about, like something you are either currently going through or will be going through, some kind of transformation that's really going to pull you into the underworld, pull you into your darkness. Is going to be deep, undeniable power, group number 1, that you are going to realize from this transformation. Now, your Pluto ancestor is saying some of you have already gone through this in 2023. Although this is a timeless reading, I am uploading this around the new year of 2024. But if it's timeless, just take it in whatever years we're talking about. But the year before this might have been the year that you went through a deep transformation. You experienced something that was just life-changing. And if you haven't, your Pluto ancestor is saying that may be taking place this year. 2024, the numerology is the number 8. And 8, when it's turned on its side, group number 1 is infinity. This is a year of deep changes that are, karmatic in some way, like, we experience one end of the spectrum and now we're going to experience the other end of the spectrum. It could be the wheel in the traditional tarot. But what I want to say here is what I'm hearing from your Pluto ancestors is that there's some kind of resurrection you're in the process of, group number 1, or will be. And this could revolve around themes of the 8th house, which is sex, birth, death, taxes. I don't know why taxes fits in there, but it does. Pluto is a volatile energy. So in a way, when you will know if you're in this transformation, because it's just going to be like, boof. It may be a slow burn, but it's a burn. Pluto is this tiny planet with big energy that's necessary for growth. And the advice here that you're getting from your Pluto ancestor is to recognize you're in it, to not try to do it alone, to get the support you need, and to also understand you're on the brink of your genius being reborn, rebirthed. So for some of you, it's just going to be like, wow, that turn put me on the map. That Pluto transit put me where I needed to be. It might have been like a little scary, but I'm where I need to be. I kind of get like with this cobweb and the skulls that it's very ancestral. This is going to be a change that has been facilitated by your ancestors. Let's go to your oracle cards. We have beneath the surface, the lantern, and then we have the South American trip to the underworld. Wow. Group number 1, your cards are even just kind of like telling the story already. Beneath the surface, it says, what's really driving you? True motives, breaking free. Your Pluto ancestors are going to be putting you in deep inquiry. It's going to be a time, group number 1, where you are going to be questioning everything about your current reality, like what you believe, what you've been taught to believe, what you're really discovering about yourself and the world. And for some of you, it's kind of like the blinders are off. It's like you're realizing something. Look at this lantern card. It's saying consciousness is light. Something in this Pluto energy is coming to light for you. When I look at this card, it reminds me of the Hermit, because the Hermit carries the lantern, right? And goes into the darkness. The Hermit actually takes the deep, dark journey, but with light, so that it can see what's ahead. And so your Pluto ancestors, group number 1, are saying you will have the tools for this change. You will have tools for this transformation. This is ancestral, necessary growth. That I keep seeing that word. It's necessary for the path that you are going on. This South American trip to the lower world. Look at this card. It's so amazing. That's it. You are going to be going on a journey, a descent into the deep darkness, into the unconscious. You know, it reminds me of, and I wish I could remember their name right now. I would have to look it up, but I'll try to put it in the description, a link to their Instagram. There's a group or a couple who own some land who do intentionally dark retreats. Like they put you in a dark room, pitch black, so that you can sit in there for a few days and get really acquainted with yourself. I personally, I want to try it because it just feels like a plutonic experience. And so the South American trip to the lower world, it's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be symbolized by the cave, going into a cave, going into even the vulva is like kind of that ancient divine feminine cave. If you're into the ancient feminine, the vulva is the cave, you know, within the body that carries a womb. It's also seen as a hollowed out tree. Any place where you would go and retreat. It's that place that's going to be your vehicle. And Spirit, your Pluto ancestors are pointing out to me that, you know, when we say the vulva, some of you may be going into a deep sexual transformation. An exploration about really getting clear, I'm hearing, but also getting connected to this part of your body, the pleasure center, a wisdom center, a sacred place to create. So for some of you, this is a journey that has to do something maybe with reproductively or with this sexual organ. For others of you, this is a journey with a different vehicle, but your Pluto ancestors are saying, do not fear this journey. In fact, they're here to ask you to be very intentional about who you choose to take this journey with. Some of you will be taking a journey with someone else or other people in general. It's talking about, who do you want to take this journey with? Who do you trust to lead you, to guide you? Who are your guides? And also to know you're not going to know what you don't know. So it's good to ask questions and not feel like you're being silly. Your Pluto ancestors, for some of you, this is getting specific, is saying if you are going to take a new lover and have a new journey sexually, that it would be good to ask questions before you get involved with this person. The expectations of the sexual journey, the way in which you both are going to communicate with each other, perhaps even getting some medical information up front. You know, it's not a unusual practice. In fact, it's the best practice is to have both partners get recent testing, just to be clear, everybody's okay for this kind of exploration, if you know what I mean. So, you know, and have conversations about what that could mean, test results. So otherwise, if that wasn't resonating with you, this is about a journey you're ready to take. It could be a ceremony, could be a ritual. Whatever it is, you are being prepared, group number one. Let's go to the, turn it around. Let's go to the tarot cards. Spirit is saying this is upright. It's the Seven of Cups. We got the Strength. And we've got the Knight of Swords. And Spirit is saying keep that reversed. This upcoming journey, there's going to be choices. But it is important here, this is the after tarot, in case you wanted to know what deck this is. It's kind of like giving you an after version of the traditional tarot. You see this person has made some choices, but even if in their choices with the snake around their belly, around their waist, there is still some change that's about to happen, even with those choices. This is pointing out from your Pluto ancestors to be a little flexible with the energy that's coming forward while you're in this transformative process. Some flexibility will be required, some confidence, some strength to deal with changes. Because Pluto, it's heavy change. I mean, you could plan for one process and in the next week, it's a different process. And so here's the warning, that Knight of Swords in reverse. It's telling you, you know, like, don't attack the process. Don't be in such a rush that you end up in a battle with change. There's nothing worse than being in a transformative process and resisting it. Because it's going to happen. You know, just earlier from the Pluto card, it's like, you know, your Pluto ancestors are saying, this is going to happen. You are going to experience this change. Do you want to experience it kicking and fighting? Or do you want to experience it with the grace of knowing you're being taken care of ultimately. They're saying go to the tea leaves. They're saying to cut the deck. Mice, discord among friends and family. Claw, be careful. Do not take risk. Yeah. Scissors, disappointment in some affair. I think what's happening here is that your Pluto ancestors are saying, be weary of the energies around you. That, energies could be people, situations. There's a way in which you can get distracted and you can just kind of get involved with other things. And Pluto ancestors want you in your process. They're showing me here, there's just a lot of distractions. From disappointment to family and friends to a risk that didn't. They're saying do not make Pluto energy. Remember, this transformation is going to be slow. We're looking at a 248-year cycle around our system. It's slow transformational energy. Anything that's acting fast, like this Knight of Swords, it's not in alignment with your process. Someone wanting to move fast, someone wanting you to make decisions quickly. That's not the energy, group number 1. You will have victory, though. That's what your Pluto ancestors are saying. Follow this advice. Go slow. Be intentional. You will reap the rewards of this change, even though it's intense. This is what you do. This is why they wanted to talk to you. Go slow. Be very intentional. Understand you are going to be the phoenix. Things will burn all the way down, only for you to rise all the way up, group number 1. I love this reading for you. It's so powerful. And, change, I'll be the first one to say it is scary. So this is what your Pluto ancestors want you to know, group number 1. If you've at all resonated with this reading, please consider giving me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it so I can grow this channel. If you like the way I read, please subscribe and click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new readings, which I'm going through our entire solar system. So I hope there's a planet you resonate with and curious about those ancestors. If this is where we kind of leave for the evening, thank you so much for giving me the honor of reading for you. And if you're curious about other groups, please take a listen. Thank you so much, group number 1. Take care. Hello, group number 2. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. How are you? Thank you for joining me on this pick a card where we're getting a message from your Pluto ancestors. And group number 2, you chose the void. So Plutonian. And let's talk about the energy of Pluto for a moment. Pluto symbolizes regeneration, transformation, birth, death, rebirth. I think Pluto encourages us to take a new approach, a new perspective. It asks us to look at things differently, to transform, to evolve. And it's a lot of Scorpio energy. 8th house energy. Pluto actually takes 248 years to circuit our solar system. It's known as a dwarf planet, although, for a long time it was just thought to be a planet. So I don't know the scientific difference, but it's far away. It's small, it's tiny, and it's powerful. Again, the themes are transformation, death, rebirth. When we look at the body anatomy functions, it kind of governs elimination, reproductive systems. If you want to know where it sits on the chemistry chart, it's plutonium. So Pluto is packing a powerful punch. I'm hearing that for whatever reason. And you chose this void card, group number 2. Very much about the liminal, the darkness. Liminal meaning that space in between. What's happening between the transformation? There's a certain darkness. You know, like when we go from one slide to the other, or we go from one scene to the other, there might be a little black in there, a little darkness in there as you make the transition. The void is about the alchemy of this process, the chemistry, the science, the spirituality of it, the depths of its nothingness. Even in this pure darkness, there's still something to be seen. There's still something to be experienced, something to be birthed. When we're tiny babies in that placenta, in the womb, we are quite literally in darkness. Probably the main reason we might cry when we're birthed is that we're suddenly in the light. For some of you, not all of you, this card could indicate that you have experienced an ending recently. Could be an ending to a relationship, an ending to a job, an ending to something that is now facilitating a shift in your destiny. It's drawing you in this void. And you are being advised by your Pluto ancestors to sit, to breathe with this void, with this moment. Because I very much get that this void is like a moment. It's sacred. It's timeless. It's allowing you to gestate, group number 2. It's allowing you to form again. And your Pluto ancestors are reminding you that the pace of Pluto is slow. 248 years to make it around the sun. That means that the energy is very transformational but intentional. So let's go to your oracle cards. We have clear water. We have creative power. Wow. And we have the Olmic Diviner. Group number 2, this is deep. Because we were just talking about birth, the placenta. And look what you have. Well, the Pluto ancestors are pointing to clear water first. It says underneath here, clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. There's something about this being's eyes being closed. There's something about even when our eyes are closed, we are connecting with the void, because when our eyes are closed, there's just darkness, right? So there's a meditation that's happening here. There is a vision that's coming into clarity about who you are, group number 2. And it's happening in divine timing. Again, your Pluto ancestors are saying we're not rushing this process. It's happening. but we're not rushing it. There's opportunity in sitting in this void. There's opportunity for you to form in a very, I keep hearing the word intentional way, group number 2. And I'm being brought now to this card, Creative Power. Release your alchemical energy into the world. Wow. I mean, quite literally, if we wanted to take this card literally, you know what I'm going to say. Some of you may be in the process of giving birth. If that's a literal thing, but you could be giving birth to an idea. You could be giving birth to a concept, group number 2. You could be giving birth to a new modality, a new healing process. You could be giving birth just to yourself. A new aspect of yourself, group number 2. And this is something that your Pluto ancestors are wanting you to take seriously. This is sacred, this birthing. You see that this being is in the center of a spiral. This is sacred, to give birth in the middle of a spiral, to give a new version of yourself coming forward in the spiral. All being led by the Olmec diviner. This Olmec diviner, the Olmec people are from Mexico, by the way. It's talking about sitting in the liminal space. This is how deep this all is. And how Spirit and your Pluto ancestors are just telling a story here about how you need to give yourself some space between thought and silence, group number 2, so that you can get to know the answers for yourself, so that you can tap into your own divine inner wisdom, represented by the pregnant belly. There's something inside of you that already knows the answers. But you have to do the deep inquiry, group number 2. Do I know myself? Do I know myself to the fullest? Do I give to myself? This is a place, group number 2, where your Pluto ancestors are saying, do some deep life review. Life review doesn't have to be only at the end of our lives when we're old. We do it constantly so that we know and can be in alignment with the changes that have to happen as we grow, as we evolve. There's something here that the Olmec diviner is asking you, guiding you, maybe this energy is guiding you to discover about yourself, which is the story of your life, the story you tell yourself, the story you tell others. Is that the final story? Is that the final chapter? Is that the final version? Your Pluto ancestors, I think, are saying no, there's more to you. I'm hearing that Fertile Grounds song. Fertile Grounds, this like indie band that I listen to, and they have this beautiful song set. It's called More to Life. I think you can find it on YouTube. But it's just like, there is more to life. Some of you have thought this is kind of it. You went to school, you graduated, you got this career. Spirits, your Pluto ancestors are like, nope, there's more. And we're going to guide you in it. But this void is your opportunity to sit still for a minute. This is specific, but they're showing me that maybe someone's lost their job and they haven't found another one yet. That's the void. You will find another job, but there's a void period happening. Others of you, you lost a relationship. I don't know, loss, is it lost the word? You ended a relationship, and they're saying between that and the person you actually need to be with, the person who's actually your partner, there's a void. It's time for you to get centered back into what have you learned from that relationship? What were the takeaways? How can I sit still with myself, even in this birthing process, to understand the lessons were deep, the lessons were there for me, so that in my new relationship, I'm not repeating stuff. I'm not even attracted to the same energy anymore. And this is how your Pluto ancestors are saying some of you kind of do this back-to-back thing in relationships. No, sit in the void, sit in the silence, sit in your thoughts, sit in maybe some of your sorrow, some of your anger, whatever emotions have come up from that ending. Group number 2, your Pluto ancestors are saying there is richness in this soil, this darkness. It has something there for you. And if you rush, you're going to miss it. That's the Plutonian part. You rush, you miss. Let's go to your tarot cards for a minute. Group number 2. Yeah. We've got the 9 of Wands. Look at that. We've got the 4 of Swords. And Spirit is saying to take this upright. We have the 10 of Cups. Spirit is saying here, plain as day, a situation left you wounded. And it's time for you to take some time to figure out, what was that all about? Because in the end, you're being prepared for a 10 of Cup experience. Quite literally, group number 2, your Pluto ancestors are saying, and they don't even like to put a rush on anything, but they said your time is coming. Your actual relationship is coming, but this work has to be done. And the beautiful thing is when they say a liminal space, liminal usually in my mind doesn't mean a long time. It means there's a little bit of space for you to align differently. But there's no guarantees, right? If there's something you need to learn that's going to take a while, so be it. It might be that thing. Let's go to your tea leaf. They want me to take this green card. Career. For some of you, this is about that lost job. Because when you go inside with yourself, group number 2, you are going to understand, ooh, was I really supposed to be doing this work? Or was I really supposed to be working with these group of people? Or whatever it is. The flag, it says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. I think if this is about work, group number 2, your career, changes in that, Spirit is saying, no. I'm hearing, no, sir, no, ma'am. We do not want you to go backwards. Some of you, because maybe you're feeling a little desperate to get to work again, may take something that, one, you can run circles around. It's so beneath your skill level. And Spirit is saying, if you take that, you're going to miss something. You're going to miss an opportunity that's actually for you. Of course, you've got your own free will, group number 2. And I understand when finances are tight, you've got to make some decisions. But Spirit is saying here, look at the sunshine. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Group number 2. I don't know what else to say, because your Pluto ancestors are telling you right here, no matter how desperate you are to go backwards, because somebody's going to offer you something that you might have known how to do 10 years ago. I mean, someone's going to offer you something maybe with less pay, less opportunity, a lesser position, and they'll be like, we'll hire you, but you're not going to be happy in that position. you're not going to be happy, one, with the money, two, with the boredom of doing something you know already been knowing how to do. Spirit's just showing that to me. For others of you, if this is about a relationship, Spirit is also showing me, do not take less than what you deserve. This might be somebody from the past coming back talking about, oh, you know, I still got a slice of pizza for you, but you deserve the whole damn pizza pie. I don't know where that reference is coming from. Haystack, karma, you will reap what you sow. Now, sometimes people think, okay, bad karma, this is why I'm not working right now. No, that's not it. Karma can be powerfully great. And you're reaping the karma of doing the work you've needed to do. And you will reap even further karma if you stay the course. Take that liminal space seriously. You are going to reap what you wanted. It's saying here, get into the spiritual guidance. You are protected. Circumstances might look a little dire, but I'm hearing from your Pluto ancestors, stay the course, believe in yourself, take a moment, connect with your creativity, group number 2. There's something there that you're not seeing, but you will see it if you take intentional downtime to reflect on everything. So group number 2, this is your reading. It's so powerful. I hope you come back and you share a little bit about what came up in terms of your creativity. What was the new idea? If you can share it. I mean, some ideas have to grow first before you can share them. But if you resonated at all with this reading, please give me a thumbs up. It's a real simple way to help grow the channel. It really does matter when people watch the video and there's just some spark of something. It really helps to just give it a thumbs up. And if you like the way that I read, please subscribe to the channel. That would help my channel grow even more. And if you click the bell, you get notified when I upload new readings, and I'm hitting all the planets, so I hope you'll join me. If this is where we part, thanks so much for listening to this message, and take care, group number 2. Bye. Hello, group number 3. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me for this pick a card, where we are going to ask your Pluto ancestors, what is it that you need to know? And let's talk a little bit about Pluto energy before we dive into your first card. So Pluto symbolizes regeneration, transformation, birth, death, rebirth. And when we look at the messages of Pluto, Pluto is encouraging us to take a new approach, a new perspective. It's a planet that is quite far away. It's the farthest planet in our solar system. It takes 248 years to cycle our solar system. It is a slow energy, but highly transformational at the same time. It's Scorpio energy. It's 8th house energy, death, taxes, sex. It governs in our anatomy, elimination systems, reproductive systems. If you look at it on the elemental chart, plutonium is what Pluto is connected to. So again, this is an alchemical planet. It has an unknown quality that's very dark. If we wanted to give it kind of an archetype, it's the phoenix energy. It's also that place where we are rebuilding after destruction. So, sometimes natural disasters. It's that energy of rebuilding again after something was destroyed. So, group number 3, you chose mortification. Very interesting card, right? And when I think about mortification, well, you know what? I want to bring your attention to the center of this card. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like an eye in the center of some worms. Mortification, group number 3, is about death, decay, decomposition. It's the alchemical operation of darkness. It's that stage of what happens after you live and then you die. We're alive, we're full of animated force, right? That animation leaves our physical body, and that physical body, depending on how you do this, it's either buried or it's burned. But either way, sometimes with cremation, is, you know, there's a lot of options. But theoretically, we are earth again. We go back into earth form after we die. So that mortification is talking about that process where we naturally go back into the underworld, and the underworld takes us and transforms us again. We're broken down by those, those worms. We are broken down. We are dissolved. And we are brought back into a place where we can fertilize something. And from that fertile soil, something new is grown again. A dead tree will go back into the earth, decompose, and from that decomposition, new trees are sprouted. It's a cycle, this death cycle. But we need that darkness, that time to work this process. So group number 3, it's about working this process of dismantling, of dissolving, of freeing yourself from old scripts, old narratives, and surrendering to a new process, an earth process. Some of you could be or have earth signs prominent in your chart. But even if you don't, this is about a beautiful rebirth that's happening in your life. And your Pluto ancestors are like, this is important. I keep hearing them going, this is important. This decomposition, this stage that you're in, is important. You know what this reminds me of, and they even stated it in the description of this card, Osiris, the Kemetic Egyptian god, sometimes called Osar, depending on, how you relate to Egypt or Kemet. But Osiris was, really briefly, the story of Osiris, a beloved king, a beloved leader. But he also had a nemesis, a brother named Set, or Seth, it depends. And Set tricked Osiris one day and said, I bet you can't get into this box and get out, or, there was some kind of challenge, and Osiris took it. And when Osiris entered that box, Set locked it and proceeded to chop up his brother Osiris into tiny pieces and distributed those pieces all around the earth, around the globe. And Isis, or Aset, however you want to call her, the divine partner of Osar, went all around the world looking for different parts of his body. And the story is that she found everything except his phallus. And so she constructed a phallus for Osiris and impregnated herself with this phallus and gave birth to Heru. So in that story is the process of death coming back together to give birth to something new. And again, if you missed the intro, I was talking about how this song from Bagdad Cafe, which is a movie, it's pretty old, but it's an indie film. And one of the main songs that is played throughout the movie is "I'm Calling You." And it goes, I am calling you. Can you hear me? I am calling you. And it kept playing even louder in your group number 3. You are being called. You, in this process, your Pluto ancestors are calling you to surrender, I'm hearing, to death. Not in a literal sense, but in a symbolic sense. Let's go to your oracle cards. You have King Tide, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Interesting. You have Melting Mask, allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill. And then you have the Orca Shaman. King Tide. You are emerging from some kind of emotional situation, group number 3. Something that has felt as if it was going to take you under. And maybe it did, group number 3. Maybe you were brought under. I don't know if you've ever gotten caught in the undertow of the ocean. It feels like everything is coming onto you, this pressure. And there's something about the King Tide. It says here, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Your Pluto ancestors are saying, when you thought you were dying, you actually were being saved. Wow, that's pretty deep. So group number 3, your Pluto ancestors are saying what you thought was the end was actually the beginning. Wow. I have to sit with that for a moment. And this melting mask, allowing your spirit self to shine through to the many roles you fulfill. You know, sometimes we think that our gifts are just for us. But your Pluto ancestors are saying your gifts are for the multitude. And the only way they could convince you of that was to show you through this process that your gifts are actually for the world. There is a larger meaning to your power, group number 3. They had to melt the mask. They had to reveal who you were under all those different versions of yourself, group number 3. And what is emerging is the King Tide. Your Pluto ancestors with this orca shaman. Orcas are your teacher right now, by the way. You might want to read a few articles about how they're sinking ships and all the different theories. Some people are saying, some people with these ships are saying they're aggressive. We need to do something about their aggressiveness. And other scientists are saying, no, this is just them playing. And other people are saying, no, this is them kind of attacking, because they really quite literally have been sinking yachts. And other people are saying, no, this is part of their social justice work. So you get to decide how this orca is going to teach you. But this orca shaman is guiding you through this decomposition process to breathe and dive deeply into this process. Don't skate over it. Don't ignore it. Instead, prepare for its depths. Group number 3, connect with your wisdom. So this orca shaman is part of this waters, right? These deep ocean waters. There's something about the colors black and white here. Black and white. There's something about the orcas being black and white. There may be some kind of color therapy I'm hearing. I don't know what that is. Black and white. The black and white also could be your Pluto ancestors are saying is the kind of thinking you might be in. Black and white thinking when it comes to your transformation. If this is happening, this means this. And they're saying that strong inner critic of yours wants to interpret this transformation as bad when it actually is the beginning of something great. Wow. Let's go to your tarot cards. Knight of Swords in reverse, and they're saying keep it reverse. Knight of Cups, upright. King of Swords. Group number 3. You are not going to move through this process quickly. You are not going to be able to take a side road for this process. In fact, you're being asked to come in slowly. Knight of Cups is pretty slow. Nourishing yourself. This is the after tarot if you want to know what this deck is called. Nourishing yourself, taking your time, being with your emotions. Because guess what? After that, you emerge as the King of Swords, regardless of gender. King of Swords is someone who can sit on that throne, hold the hawk being real, what I want to say, I'm missing the word here. The perception's wide, a wide view of lens of the world. Sword down. Sword even between another crown. This card is deep because group number 3, you have worn the crown in your past life, but in your new life, there's a new crown. So it's like the sword representing thoughts, narratives, old story. You're going to emerge with a psychic ability. You're going to be able to see beyond what other people normally see. This death is going to put you in contact with your psychic self. Group number 3. And I think your Pluto ancestors want to prepare you for this because there's a way in which you can allow that strong inner critic to tell you something else is happening. To tell you that you are maybe losing your sanity. That is not what's happening. Your Pluto ancestors are saying you are realizing your gift. But this death process, it's going to happen. Don't rush it. Don't try to make it appear to be something that it's not. It's for you. And ultimately, it's a gift for the world. Some of you are going to do great things with your new ability, especially if you are connecting with your psychic self. Tea leaf cards. I'm being told this purple one, though. February, very soon. Well, at the time I'm filming this is a timeless reading, but we're in January of 2024. Quill, get back to the basics. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. And lastly, Target, a goal-oriented person. I believe that your Pluto ancestors are saying here that soon you will have more clarity about in a month or so, because I'm going to, in a timeless fashion, if you aren't listening to this right when I upload it, in about a month, you are going to realize something about this process. And if you heed the message here, you're going to take a chance. You're going to allow for yourself to get back to the basics of dissolving who you once were and falling into your new self. And you're going to hit the target when you accept this new self as you are. Because these gifts are phenomenal, group number 3. They're here for a purpose. You are here for a purpose, group number 3. So that is what your Pluto ancestors want to share with you, group number 3. It's so powerful. If you resonate with this, if you can just put in the comments group number 3, I would appreciate it. If you could help me by just giving this reading a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps me grow this brand new channel. But also, if you like the way that I read, you're connecting and resonating with these messages from our planetary ancestors, please subscribe to this channel. Click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos, new readings. But from here, I want to say, group number 3, thank you. This was such an honor to see, to hear from your Pluto ancestors about this phenomenal change coming your way. Okay, take care. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. How are you? Thank you for joining me for this pick a card, where we are going to get a message from your Pluto ancestors. Now, group number 4, let's talk a little bit about the planet Pluto. It's actually a dwarf planet, and it was reclassified a few years ago. But this planet maintains its power. It's tiny, it's the furthest away in our solar system, but it symbolizes regeneration, transformation, the process of birth, death, and rebirth. And this planet asks us or invites us to take a new approach, a new perspective, to look at things differently, to transform, to evolve our views, and emerge with a new outlook in life. Pluto takes about 248 years to cycle our solar system. It's represented by the sign Scorpio. It governs the 8th house in astrology, which is sex, death. What else? Something in that 8th house. It is looking at themes around rebirth. If we looked at the anatomy, it rules over the functions of elimination and our reproductive systems. On the chart of chemistry, what is that chemistry called? The chart of elements? It's plutonium. So basically, this is an alchemical planet, Pluto. It has unknown qualities that are very dark. If you wanted to give it a animal archetype, it would be the phoenix, because the energy is one about rebuilding after everything has been destroyed, after everything's been burnt down. There is a resurrection. So in your choice of cards, you chose melanosis, or darkening, group number 4. And there's this crow. I don't know if you can see it, it's a little dark. There's this crow who's landed on an orb, then the orb is sitting on a snake. So group number 4, your Pluto ancestors are bringing up the themes of depth, of readiness, and that darkness is achievement, that you are in an initiatory process, and that being ready for the work is what's being, this is what the imagery is getting us, because there's layers to this process that you're going through. It's not just one layer of healing. That's what I'm hearing from your Pluto ancestors. It's not just one process. It's a multiple processes, and it's going deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like a staircase that's going down into the deep, dark unconscious. It's where you're going to finally land is your soul, group number 4. You're going to finally meet exactly who you are. If there was a guided imagery, and I might create one, where you're going to descend down these staircases to meet the version of yourself that is exactly who you are now. And so your Pluto ancestors are saying right now they want you to be brave, because this journey, this healing process is not over. Some of you have done some really deep, challenging work to get where you're at. And your Pluto ancestors are saying they're holding you here, but they're also saying that work had to happen so that the next step can happen. So group number 4, they're asking you, your Pluto ancestors, to be fully open to the whole process of transformation, not just a tiny bit. It takes time to heal. Pluto, the pace of it is slow. That 248 years around our solar system is a long time. And so they're saying to you, your process of healing, it's going to take some time. And not to run away from the darkness, because the darkness is actually the remedy. You being in your darkness, you doing that dark, quote unquote, shadow work is the remedy. Because even to close your eyes in meditation is going into the darkness, group number 4. And when you open your eyes from having them closed for so long, there is that adjustment that's happening, right? And so I'm being reminded, and I got reminded in another reading too, of these people I follow on Instagram, and I wish I had their name. I'm going to definitely have to put the link to their Instagram in the description box. They do darkness retreats. They literally have built a room that's completely 100% dark, and you stay in it for a certain length of time. It's definitely days. And while you're in that room of total darkness, you're being taken care of, you're being served food, all your needs are being taken care of. You are just with yourself. You are just in your own darkness. And people who talk about the experience say, at first, it's like pieces of sound are just leaving. You know, there's something about the darkness just what's the word? Envelope taking over you. I'm not going to get that word. There's something about this card where I see the bird kind of looking over its shoulder. And in West African traditions, there's something called Sankofa bird. This is a crow, but the crow is looking over its shoulder. To me, it's saying it's looking at the past, group number 4. While it sits on an orb to me feels like a tool of vision. And that orb is on top of a snake, the transformation. Snake is always about transformation. So there's something about the past you are healing. You're looking at it, but you are in the process of healing. So the past is not going to activate you so much because you're in a healing process. You're in your visioning process. But in your vision, however you do this healing, this next healing process, group number 4, you are going to have a clear vision of the past. You are going to learn something very significant about a past experience. And it's going to forward you into a deep transformational process. Let's look at your tarot, your oracle cards. We have Lady of the Lake. New beginnings. Something is about to happen. Wow. Okay. We have distorted desire. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Let me repeat it again. Conscious desire rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. And then we have I'm sorry if I'm going to mispronounce this, the Samitian Shamaness. Lady of the Lake. She, and this is just the energy, holds a sword. It's pointed downward into the waters. There's a little bit of a moon above this figure, and I don't know if you can see it. Sorry, I'm kind of like trying to get all of this into the frame. This Lady of the Lake is representing this new healing journey that you are about to enter into, group number 4. And your Pluto ancestors are saying there are going to be aspects of this healing that are going to shift a truth for you. Something that you've always felt was the truth, it gets shifted. And you're able to look at something for what it really is. I'm a long-time Vipassana practitioner, meditator. I've been doing it since the 90s. Vipassana is a type of Buddhist meditation, but it translates into seeing things as they truly are. And I'm being reminded of that right now as your Pluto ancestor is saying, you are going to see, group number 4, that in this healing process, you're going to see something for what it really was. Not something you thought it was. Not something that your wounded self made a story up about. You're going to see something for what it was. And it's going to quite literally bring you to a healing you never expected to experience. That's where this distorted desire card comes in. Because it's talking about what was driving the need to believe something, to see something in a certain way. There was something driving that need to have a distorted view of what actually happened. So, and what I'm seeing in this card too, your Pluto ancestors are pointing out, there's a little bit of a running away that was happening from the truth. There's an inclination, or there will be an inclination to turn around and run away, to dissociate, to quite literally, physically leave. But they are encouraging you in this next healing process to stay the course. Group number 4. It may be painful. It may even be, I'm hearing, shameful. Because something you believed, either about someone or a situation, you're going to realize it may not have been entirely true. Or there was aspects of it that were distorted by your own woundedness. Because your Pluto ancestors are saying you're not a liar. You're not lying about anything. It was that your wound was telling you the story of something, and it was distorted. This shamanist, your Pluto ancestors are saying this is going to be a guide for you. This shamaness, if you can see, wears a crown of a raven. Like has that kind of headdress. And she's literally not a shamaness of the underworld. She's actually leading you into the sky. So your Pluto ancestors are saying here that this shamaness, which I think just stands for the healing process, it's going to take you on a sky journey. It's going to take you on a different journey. When you go and connect with the sky gods, it's a different world. What I've been taught is that there are 3 main realms of this world. There's the upper world, there's the middle world, and then there's the lower world. And the sky goddess is shamaness, is taking you on a sky journey, an air journey, something quite logical is going to happen in this magical situation. Your logic is going to connect you to the truth in your next healing process. Group number 4. Let's go to the tarot. Oh, these are the cards. You have the 8 of Wands in reverse. You have the 10 of Pentacles upright. And you have the Knight of Cups also upright. Your Pluto ancestors are saying here, if you don't allow yourself to go to this next healing journey, you will take an action that you will regret. There's something about something that you could do that could actually end up being harmful. So they're warning you, do this work. And if you do this work, there will be a reward for it. I don't know why I'm getting this, but for some of you, whatever the healing process is, it may cost you money. It may cost you a lot of money. And Spirit is saying, this is worth the money. It might be more than you want to spend, but in the end, you're going to get the money back. In the end, you're going to be able to nourish yourself. This Knight of Cups in this particular deck, the After Tarot, it's showing you how the Knight actually gets to drink from its own cup. It doesn't have to offer it anymore to anyone else. It's drinking from its own cup. It's receiving its own nourishment. You will receive that in this process. Bottom of the deck, I'm getting the Empress. You're going to grow into someone who can manifest their reality now. It doesn't have to be a false reality. You're going to manifest your true reality. And in that, you will grow and birth so many things, group number 4. I think your Pluto ancestors want to show you the promise of tomorrow if you take these steps. Yeah. Bottom of the deck still, Knight of Pentacles. You're going to receive so many more benefits from doing this healing process. And for many of you, you're going to receive a partnership. It could be platonic, it could be romantic. Someone who deeply cares about you. Someone who really would embrace you at who you really are. But you must first allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to be in that process. Let's go to the tea leaves. I don't know why your ancestors like this little purple. They want to give you time. June. Candle. You will be shown the way. Exactly. Wealth. There is something about your transformation, group number 4, that is really going to give you a material boost. I mean, wealth is, oof. There's a May and June aspect, so something in the early spring, early summer, late spring. Coins, there we go again. Money will be coming to you. Your Pluto ancestors are really going hard on the rewards and the benefits of you doing this healing work. Yeah, I think they're even saying by November of whatever year this was, you are going to see all this come into fruition. There's a lot of timing they're trying to give you. But again, the planet Pluto is about slowness, about taking your time, by being very intentional. So group number 4, this is really deep, this process you're getting ready to go in, but I see great reward from it. If you resonate with any or part of this reading, can you please give me a thumbs up? It really does help me grow the channel. It gives you the benefits of reciprocity when it comes to these readings. And if you connect with my reading style, please consider subscribing. It really is just a click, and then you click that bell, and then you get notified when I upload new readings. And you know what? If this is where we part, I really have enjoyed this reading, this whole entire Pluto ancestors. I really connect with the planet Pluto. And I hope that you receive something helpful from these readings. Thank you so much, group number 4. And I hope to see you again. Thank you.